As the first golden rays of the sun filtered through the tall, ancient trees, the entire forest seemed to come alive. The sunlight danced on the leaves, casting playful shadows on the soft, mossy ground. Birds of all colors and sizes filled the air with their sweet, cheerful songs, creating a beautiful symphony that welcomed the new day. The gentle breeze carried the scent of fresh earth and blooming wildflowers, making the morning feel magical and full of promise. It was a beautiful morning in the forest, the kind that made every creature feel grateful to call this place home. Sunbeams sparkled on dew-covered leaves, and the forest floor glowed with a soft golden light. The trees stood tall and proud, their branches swaying gently as if waving hello to the new day. All around, the forest buzzed with quiet excitement, as if every plant and animal knew that something wonderful was about to happen. Arnie the rabbit hopped happily through the undergrowth, his nose twitching as he sniffed the crisp morning air. He loved exploring the forest at this time of day, when everything felt fresh and new. With each joyful leap, Arnie discovered new patches of clover and hidden nooks beneath the ferns, his fluffy tail bobbing behind him. Down by the sparkling river, Dubs the bear was having the time of his life. He splashed in the cool, clear water, sending droplets flying in every direction. Dubs loved the feeling of the water on his fur and the sound of the river rushing over smooth stones. He let out a happy growl, inviting the other animals to join in the fun. Not far away, Shelly the turtle found her favorite sun-warmed rock by the stream. She stretched out her legs and neck, soaking up the gentle warmth of the morning sun. Shelly closed her eyes and listened to the sounds of the forest, feeling perfectly content and safe in her peaceful home. High above, Spix the squirrel scampered from branch to branch, gathering nuts and acorns for breakfast. He chattered happily to himself, his bushy tail flicking with excitement. Spix loved the challenge of finding the best treats, and always made sure to share his discoveries with his friends. The friends loved their forest home more than anything. They knew that together, they could face any adventure and enjoy every moment. The forest was not just a place to live, it was a place filled with laughter, friendship, and endless wonder.
What a lovely day! The sun was shining, the air was fresh, and everyone was smiling. It was the kind of day that made you want to run, play, and celebrate being alive.
All the animals played together, their laughter echoing through the trees. They chased each other around the clearing, shared stories, and enjoyed the simple pleasures of their beautiful home. The forest was alive with happiness and the spirit of friendship. Life in the forest was peaceful, filled with gentle moments and joyful surprises. Every day brought new adventures and memories to cherish, and fun. Whether they were playing games, exploring new places, or simply enjoying the sunshine, the friends always found reasons to smile and be grateful. The best. The forest was their magical world, and together they made every day special. Suddenly, there was a loud crack. The ground shook. The animals stopped playing. They looked around in fear. A giant tree had fallen. It lay across the river, blocking the water. The animals were worried. The river was important to them.
Oh no, the water can't flow.
This is terrible.
The forest felt different. It was quiet and still. The animals knew they had to do something. Arnie, the little rabbit, took a deep breath and crouched low, his eyes fixed on the big fallen tree blocking the path. He wiggled his nose, gathered all his courage, and with a burst of energy, he leapt as high as he could, but the tree was just too tall for him. Arnie's feet brushed the bark, and he tumbled softly back to the ground, landing in a pile of leaves. He shook himself off, a little embarrassed, but still hopeful. Dubs, the strong and sturdy dog, stepped forward next. He pressed his big paws against the heavy tree trunk and pushed with all his might. His muscles strained, and he grunted with effort, but the tree didn't budge an inch. Dubs tried again, digging his paws into the soft earth, but the log was simply too heavy for even his powerful strength. Shelly, the clever little bird, fluttered down from a branch above. She thought maybe she could peck and bite through the wood with her sharp beak. She tapped and pecked, working as hard as she could, but the tree was much too thick and hard. Her beak barely made a dent, and she soon realized this wasn't going to work either. Spix, the quick and nimble squirrel, decided to try his luck. He scampered up the side of the tree, hoping to find a way across, but the bark was slick with morning dew, and his tiny claws kept slipping. No matter how hard he tried, Spix just couldn't get a good grip, and he slid back down to the ground, feeling frustrated.
I can't do it. I really thought I could, but it's just too hard for me.
Me neither. I tried my best, but it wasn't enough.
All the animals gathered together, feeling sad and a little defeated. They had each tried their hardest, but the tree was still blocking their way. For a moment, the forest was quiet as they wondered what to do next. Would they ever find a way past the obstacle, or was this the end of their journey? The friends sat together, thinking, hoping, and waiting for an idea to come. They sat together quietly. The forest felt, well, strange without the sound of the flowing river. Spix, who was usually very chatty, sat in silent thought. She looked at the tree, then at her friends.
Maybe, we can try together?
The other animals looked at her, surprised. Spix was known for her playful nature, not her ideas. Could working together really make a difference?
I can climb the tree and tell you the best way to move it from above.
I'm strong. I can push the tree with all my strength and help clear the path.
I can use my sharp beak to cut smaller branches and twigs that are in the way.
And I can hop quickly and get help from other animals nearby if we need more help.
They had a plan, and together they were ready to work as a team. Spix, the clever little bird, fluttered her wings and began her climb to the very top of the tallest tree in the forest. She moved carefully, hopping from branch to branch, her sharp eyes scanning the area below. From her high perch, she could see the entire forest, the sunlight filtering through the leaves and casting dappled shadows on the ground. She called out to her friends, signaling that it was time to begin their plan. Down below, Dubs, the strong and determined badger, braced himself against the heavy log that was blocking the stream. He dug his paws into the soft earth and pushed with all his might, his muscles straining as he tried to move the stubborn obstacle. Spix guided him from above, offering encouragement and advice, making sure he stayed on track. Meanwhile, Shelly the squirrel darted around the log, using her sharp teeth to bite off the smaller branches and twigs that were tangled in the way. She worked quickly and efficiently, tossing the debris aside so Dubs could get a better grip. Her nimble paws made short work of the tangled mess, and soon the area was much clearer. Arnie, the energetic rabbit, raced through the undergrowth, his white tail flashing as he hopped from bush to bush. He called out loudly, his voice echoing through the trees, asking for help from any animal who could hear him. His message was urgent. The stream needed to be freed, and everyone's help was needed. One by one, animals from all corners of the forest began to arrive. Foxes, hedgehogs, mice, and even a family of deer gathered near the blocked stream, ready to lend a paw, hoof, or beak. The sense of teamwork and community was strong as they all prepared to help. With everyone working together, the animals formed a line and began to push, pull, and nudge the heavy log. Some used their noses, others their paws or antlers. It was hard work, but no one gave up. Slowly, the log began to shift, inch by inch, until finally, with a great heave, it rolled out of the way. Instantly, the water that had been trapped behind the log burst forth, rushing down the stream bed. The sunlight caught the sparkling water, making it glimmer and dance as it flowed freely once more through the heart of the forest. The gentle sound of running water filled the air, bringing life back to the woods. The forest came alive with the joyful sound of rushing water and the happy cheers of all the animals. They gathered by the stream, celebrating their success and the return of the precious water. Together, they had saved their home, and the forest was filled with hope and happiness once again. They had learned a valuable lesson that day. When they worked together, even the biggest problems seemed smaller.
We did it!
Together.
They learned that every voice matters, even the quietest. And sometimes, the best ideas come from the most unexpected places. They promised to always listen to each other and work together. The forest was their home, and they would face any challenge together.